The EPA announced their renewable fuel standard.
Tennessee State University is bringing biodiesel to you.
It's just so important for folks to have some kind of certainty down the road so that they can plan, for their investment.
We must act now and protect the livelihoods of energy workers and the communities they support.
That's what we need, some assurances from the government to sit there and help us grow our industry.
Meanwhile, the EPA is set to make an announcement today which will have an effect on Iowa farmers.
Challenging, infuriating, record-breaking, all appropriate descriptions for the last 12 months in the biodiesel industry. Perhaps the only constant has been the work of the National Biodiesel Board supporting our industry coast to coast.
I'm very proud of this industry. They're innovating and they are determined to make this program and this industry work.
Without NBB, we would not have an industry. That's as simple as that.
Through the tireless efforts of the NBB team.
Well, this year we launched the BQ 9000 program for retailers. And this was a really great step in demonstrating that biodiesel is a reliable quality product that they can trust to use.
ASTM passage of the B6 to B20 specifications for heating oil were by far our largest success.
I think for 2015, one of the most important successes was our continued reliance on data. When CARB was going to look at carbon intensity scores again, we went back to data. And every time you go back to data, biodiesel wins.
Foundation supported research in California to position biodiesel as the lowest carbon fuel according to the California Air Resources Board.
It's very rewarding to finally have a major market that will be profitable and that will offer significant certainty for our members.
The perseverance of industry leaders.
Ag Processors Incorporated of Sergeant Bluff is planning another multi-million-dollar expansion.
This is making diesel fuel out of vegetable oil.
Plant managers expect the new refinery to produce up to 20 million gallons of biodiesel a year. It will also create new jobs.
2015 was a tremendous year for biodiesel. And 2016 is poised to be even better.
I'm really excited about 2016. I think coast to coast, it's going to be our best year yet.
It is our moment to pick up the torch of a clean energy future in the cities, in the states, and in the provinces, and march forward relentlessly like a Terminator.
But how big will it be? Well, that all depends. It depends on the marketplace, the regulatory environment. The biodiesel industry's success in 2016 depends on a lot of big and complicated factors.
What will happen ahead? Well, farmers have put their hard-earned money into biodiesel. They hope the EPA and the administration agrees.
That's why we depend on the best minds from coast to coast to sort it all out. The changes, the choices, the challenges. Welcome to the second general session of the National Biodiesel Board's 2016 conference. Ladies and gentlemen,
please welcome Ron Marr.
Thank you all. It's a great morning to be in Tampa because I'm not shoveling snow. I'm really thrilled to be here for another fantastic NBB conference. It's always a great opportunity to come together, share ideas, network, solidify what is truly a powerful biodiesel community coast to coast. But we're really much more than just a community. When we come together and truly work together, we become a team. And as a team, we have a shared drive and a commitment to go out and win. And as an industry, we have fought hard and had many successes, but we also face continuing and significant challenges in the months to come. And that's why I want to focus on team for 2016. Teamwork is such an eternal concept and rallying cry for organizations. It's not just because sports are so appealing and universal. It's because when a team really gets it, when it really gels, it becomes a marvelous blend of great leadership, individual talent, and collective spirit. It's a group united in purpose and in effort, and it becomes far more powerful force than the sum of its individual parts or players. If you follow college basketball like I do, you've perhaps seen Coach Duke, well, I'm not going to slaughter his name, Coach K, shaking his fist at players and they come to his bench. Because Coach K is an intense coach, a lot of people are assuming that he's going to chew out his players or chastise them for a mistake that he's made. But in fact, Coach K isn't going to do that. He's using his fist as a symbol of teamwork. With every shake of his fist, he's reminding his Duke players to play as a Duke team, not as individuals. When you think about it, an open hand is simply a bunch of individual fingers, and a finger by itself is pretty weak. You can't do much damage with a finger, and an individual finger or individual player can easily be broken or broken down, as they say in basketball. But when you pull those fingers into a solid fist, you have a strong weapon or a punch, a nearly unbreakable weapon. And Coach K is reminding his players to play as a team, because when his Duke players play as a team, Duke is darn near unbeatable. One of the real strengths of NBB as an organization is our diversity of talents within our field, the expertise and perspective of each individual member. An even greater strength is our unity despite that diversity. And that wasn't something that happened right away, by the way. I remember vividly my first NBB board meeting in November of 2005. I took a seat in the hall, and I was promptly told that I was on the wrong side of the hall. Back then, we sort of divided up by feedstocks, fats on one side of the hall, soybean people on the other side of the hall. And that was driven in part by the differences in tax credits at that time. Anyway, I didn't agree with that division, so I stayed put. We've had a number of other divisions that we've had to contend with over the years in our industry. We've had small producers, big producers, integrated producers, independent standalone biodiesel producers, biodiesel blenders, and biodiesel producers. But no matter what the challenge, we have always managed to come together, work it out, and conquer it. And thankfully today, as a board, we sit together, just as we all stand together as members, united as an industry team. One of the things about a brilliant team is the way that it draws on individual strengths and skills while using the power of a shared focus, and it works. We have a big victory to celebrate today that would have never been possible without that kind of teamwork. Yesterday, we honored PACCAR for their support of B20. PACCAR's B20 support means that all Peterbilt and Kenworth new and legacy vehicles are approved for higher biodiesel blends. It also means that every single heavy-duty manufacturer approves high biodiesel blends. PACCAR support underlines that biodiesel is the single best carbon mitigation strategy out there. With widespread support across all diesel applications, we are perfectly positioned to deliver even more clean-burning biodiesel into the marketplace. PACCAR's announcement came from our team's fight. Our B20 goals have been on the books since I can't remember when. Our technical guys worked with our research and sustainability team, and they worked with our communications team, who worked with our marketers, who worked with our producer members, who worked with our fleet user supporters, who worked with mechanical experts to get this done. Now that's teamwork. Another great example of teamwork is our national ad campaign, now in its 6th year, and made possible by a team of generous funders. Take a look at our most recent TV spot.
Biodiesel is getting us where we need to go. It's powering vehicles from coast to coast. Made from sustainable resources, biodiesel is diversifying our fuel supply. It's making our economy stronger and our communities healthier. Biodiesel is getting us where we need to go. But we're not there yet. Get biodiesel going in your community. Visit americasadvancedbiofuel.com.
A big thanks to the sponsors who helped make this campaign a success. That's a great ad. Sure, we have great national outreach. We have the NBB board and staff, and we have a whole range of NBB programs and initiatives that are the equivalent of a team strategy or a team playbook, if you will. That can make it seem like the board and staff are the team, that they are, if you would say, the voice of the industry. And yes, while they provide focus and amplification of our voices, and they sometimes function like coaches and sometimes are cheerleaders, make no mistake about it, you, the members, are the essential NBB team players. Every single member of this organization is a critical part of our team. Your individual voice, your personal relationships, your own perspective and experiences are all essential contributors to our mutual success. I want to give you an example. Many of you know that in my former life I was an Iowa State House lobbyist. And for nearly 5 years our industry had been working to get the state of Iowa to provide EPA-required underground storage tank insurance. Finally, we had our bill in front of the Iowa Senate for final passage. We could smell the victory. It was hard fought. Suddenly, a senator got an amendment to the bill that would require all locations using the Iowa-provided underground storage tank insurance to have a waste motor oil tank in front of the business and accept waste motor oil. Now, you can imagine how appealing that would look in front of your new $500,000 C-store at the time. They're terribly dirty. Our cry for member help went out. Calls went into the State House. Our lobbyists went crazy trying to defeat the amendment, and nothing was happening. It looked like we were going to be saddled with waste motor oil tanks along with our underground storage tank insurance. Luckily, we had a member who was personally acquainted with that state senator who sponsored the amendment. When that member got our cry for help, he called a senator, and the senator listened. Then the senator took action. Not only did he pull the amendment, the clean bill then passed with that senator's support. One call to the right person outdid a professional team of lobbyists. And folks, I classify myself as a pretty good lobbyist, but I needed help, and he gave it. So never, ever underestimate the vital importance of your individual effort to your team's success. Get involved in NBB, join a committee and become active in that committee. Get in touch with our federal team and participate in some of the events they sponsor. And don't ever feel that you shouldn't reach out to your elected official directly or through their staff. Call them, write them, email them. When they're back in the state, set up an appointment to have them tour your plant. They would love to see your plant and get the exposure to your employees. It may seem intimidating, but your elected officials want and need to understand what their constituents want and need. You have the knowledge to drive home the importance of our industry within their district, the jobs that we create and support, and what your company and your industry contribute to the community, the region, the state, and the environment. Your input is appreciated, and sharing your talents is crucial to your industry. You may hold the unknown key to success. Speaking of involvement, I'd like to take a second to recognize our governing board, my great teammates who are tireless in giving us both their time and strategy and action to move our industry forward. I'd really like it if you'd all stand and give the crowd a wave and give them a big hand. Another aspect of a powerful team is an unwavering dedication to a cause. As Babe Ruth said, it's hard to beat a person who never gives up. Now get a group, a strong, organized, and united group that won't give up. I'm an Iowa Hawkeye fan, and that's the spirit that guides the University of Iowa football team and their unofficial motto of break the rock. And that motto started about 15 years ago with a strength and conditioning coach who actually had it inscribed on a boulder and put in the team building. A boulder to emphasize that you can't build great strength or win with just one effort. And yeah, it's like beating that boulder. You strike it and hit it again and again and again, and nothing happens, and suddenly a chip flies off, and you hit it a few more times, and ultimately it will break. The Iowa coaches will tell you that this year, because of renewed individual dedication to winning as a team, nearly the same group of players as last year, absent the NFL picks, the Stars, posted a school-first 12-0 regular season record and were within one play of getting into the national championship. Yeah, we kind of blew it in the Rose Bowl, but we'll talk about that over a couple more beers. It was kind of a long day. I was in Pasadena. So today we find ourselves with a blender's credit for another year, giving us another year to push for the producer's credit, a credit that helps you, your industry, your fellow U.S. biodiesel producer, and the U.S. taxpayer. Before us lies the rare opportunity to work as teammates to bring unyielding persistence, our individual voices, and our united strength, and we're going to break that rock. I am thrilled to serve as chair and most privileged to work with the NBB board and staff, but I really treasure the privilege to work with you, what can be a great team in what will be a winning and pivotal year for our industry. Coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is success. Let's all get moving and break that rock. Thank you so very much.